All right, welcome in once again to the Coach Schmidt Show, presented as always by Aria Health, Faulkner Auto Group, NeshamonyFootball.com, and Denny Electric. 35-14 win over Abington. Next date now, the District 1 championship game this Friday, at Saturday Area High School against North Penn. They have reached the championship once again in Neshamony, their first trip back there since 2010. But game against Abington, from my vantage point, one of the more impressive games so far this season.
Yeah, I really thought our defense came out from the beginning and really played great. And 28, and then we did have a turnover that they converted quickly on us there, and our defense again slammed the door.
Yeah.
And which I was real happy with. And then offensively we took one in and banged it in and kind of put the game out. And then their starters scored on our younger guys, which it's their prerogative. But all in all, I thought it was a good team win. I thought everybody played hard, and there was a lot of things going on that week and that game, that night. But as a unit, I'm real proud of them.
The first time you guys played Abington, and you talked about it, how their defense was just quicker than what you guys seen all year. They were kind of more physical, and it seemed like Friday night you guys kind of took that kind of notion to the game, because you guys really control the line of scrimmage early.
Yeah, I thought we did, and you're right. And our O-line is improving. That was the first week we really saw a fast pitch, we call it, D-line, and it took them a while to get acclimated.
Right.
They knew what to expect now, and all week long we practiced that way, and the O-line did a nice job really, coming off and getting into people and staying with them, and the couple penalties that kind of hurt us a little bit in some drives, but looking at them, it's a coin toss as to whether I'd throw a flag or not, but hey, it happens, and gave us a chance to get on them a little bit, and they responded, and I'm real happy that they were able to control the line of scrimmage.
We had the opportunity on Friday night as well just to mention some of the guys up front, because these are some guys, we talked to DeAndre Pollard a lot, and rightfully so, but Matt Wynn, Hunter Kelly, John Cook, Dan Johnson, Mike Palmer are, these guys up front had holes that were just massive for DeAndre at times.
You need to throw in Luke and Bill.
Yes,
you're right. Billy Ritchie too. Billy's been playing really well at the other tight end position, and then the three fullbacks are just guys that we can just roll out on you and create. And we're using a little bit more Alex Nicholas.
Yep.
He's kind of staying fresh, and he cramped up a little bit at the end, which kind of has me concerned because he's. We don't want to overdo it, but he needs to handle that this week, because we're going to need every guy on board for this one.
Deep in the year now, we're deep in the playoffs. Is it more? You mentioned some guys playing both ways and cramping, little nicks here and there. At this point, it's more or less at times who's the healthiest team. Maybe not at times who's the best. It's a little kind of a mix of both.
I think so. I think so. I was pleased. I thought Abington. They had some guys that got nicked up, but they had some other guys step in.
Yeah.
And I thought offensively they had a little more punch to them with their new personnel than with their old. And I was kind of impressed with that. And we were worried about that all week long. And defensively, I thought last time we played them, we kind of gave them opportunities to gather some steam with a little softer coverage and not as much blitz. And Neil and Jay really put together a plan to, make this kid make decisions quicker, and don't let him get comfortable back there. And our secondary responded with solid coverage, and we applied some pressure.
A guy you talked this year about, you're a veteran group, but a lot of guys in new positions. Cole and Troken, dropped down.
Yeah.
Dorian Arthur was a guy last year who coming in this year, you really didn't know what you were going to get because of the injury he had, but. To have a guy who's 6'2", 215 that can move that way and track down running backs on the weak side as well.
You're right, and he's a guy that's just really starting to honestly figure it out now, and he's and I'm happy for him. I really am. We've been working about some things, and when Dorian starts to understand, he likes to take it one more step further than he should. sometimes you just gotta, yank him back to where he belongs and say, hey, dude, beat the guy in front of you and find the football instead of trying to, so, he gives you some pretty convoluted answers here, but, great kid and working hard. And he's a very, very special athlete.
Sure.
I mean, he made 2 or 3 plays. He ran down Craig Reynolds for a 2-yard gain on a screen, and came over the top on a play and ran it, and hawked it down, and so he's a guy that is kind of, you see some plays go, oof, and you go, wow, and then and he's very, very strong. I mean, he's a thin-looking guy, but he's a good-looking guy, but he is a strong dude, and he's done very well, and we're very happy that he's progressed to where he is. I think he's a big reason why we're doing okay.
It's not many times that you in district semifinal games get to play some of the reserve guys, the younger guys as well, and Mason Jones got a lot of reps in the fourth quarter, things like that. Now, deep in the year, we talked about this time of the year, it's being the deepest and the most injury-free team. Early in the year, you guys had your young guys, J.R. Stevens, Dogba, a bunch of these guys get a lot of reps defensively, offensively. How much does it help you now? Because it's playoff time. I think you can kind of rely on it.
I think it's helped a lot. I think it's allowed us to, not just the young guys, but some just new guys. And, it got JR a lot of reps. And JR is now a key guy. I mean, he's rolling in, and, he played marvelous in Unionville game for us, and he's been rolling in. He's a real good pass cover guy and a nickel guy. And couldn't be happier that he's added the depth that we needed at there. And I'm real happy with Cale Kitchman. He's doing a really nice job. He's doing a great job on special teams and getting in there fullback for us and creating another heavy load kind of guy, and I wouldn't hesitate to put him in right now. And a couple of our older linemen have gotten some more reps in there to feel more comfortable. It's allowed Billy to get some, as a sophomore, to really kind of get a lot of numbers, get a lot of repetitions in there, and he's starting to be very productive for us. So I think it's been a plus for us all along.
Another thing that's pretty cool too, when you mentioned young guys, not back to old guys, is that if you look on your kickoff team, you see maybe 5 or 6 starters in that group. And at a 4-year high school, you mentioned you may have the ability to kind of give those guys a rep here and there, but you see Devin, Matt, Cole, Trevor.
Not in the tournament.
That's right. But I mean, so many guys. Coach,
look at North Penn's kickoff team.
You're right.
Look at Abington's kickoff team.
Right.
Look at all that. They got their guys out there. I mean, that's a big play. That play can flip. Flip the whole game. And punt team and special teams. Now it's time to go. I mean, it's high school football. These guys are in shape. They're working hard, and it's 48 minutes of hard work, and and then they can go to bed. So. They understand that, and we put Alex back out there, and he's created for us, and see guys like Jake Fox and some seniors that have really taken. Jake kind of runs the kickoff team a little bit, and seeing some guys like that are helping us in there with Shane Corbett up front on D line got us about 15 good reps on Friday night, and those kind of guys. So that's kind of allowing us to have a little bit more foundation.
And we'll end on this. Devin Brown, once again, sometimes he doesn't get mentioned because at times the ball doesn't go his way. But a tough matchup again this week against a very athletic guy.
That kid was. Tim said that's one of the best wideouts he's had in a while, and he was an all-league player. And he and I spoke after the game the next day, and when he called, to talk, and he just raved about technique and the play of him, and I'm real happy he's just settling down and really, again, we're taking a little bit off the offense because he's on his own out there a lot of times. We had to solo him out there to really kind of double up their 3 wide set and stuff. Devin was kind of on an island, and we were concerned, but not worried, because we knew our best guy was there.
We have more football action. It's Thanksgiving week, but the football keeps going. Christmas music in the weight room, I heard.
Absolutely.
We get the best.
9:30. B101.
We get the best practice of the year on Thursday. Thanksgiving.
Gosh, I hope we'll be able to get out there.
I know.
I might have to wear my galoshes.
That's right.
What the heck? That's crazy weather they're calling for. So we'll see.
Yeah. When we come back, we'll talk about the big district title game against North Penn this Friday night. You come on out to Saturday. You can also hear it on 1490 WBCB and WBCB1490.com. We'll be right back.
The ARIA 3B Orthopedic Institute is redefining care in Center City and South Jersey. And our 50,000 square foot location on ARIA Health's Bucks campus in Langhorne features private rooms, free parking, and nearby hotels. With over a century of experience, the world-class 3Bs, Doctors Booth, Bartolozzi, Balderston, and their partners personally guide you from treatment through recovery. For all your orthopedic needs, call 1-888-ORTHO-3B or visit aria3bortho.org. At the ARIA 3B Orthopedic Institute, you come first.
Connect with another bright idea from Denny Electric Supply, Business Route 1 in Pendel. Denny Electric Supply is the professional's choice for fast, friendly service with same-day delivery on thousands of items, including hard-to-find items from A to Z. For over 70 years, Denny Electric Supply is still locally owned and operated, with over 8 locations serving residential, industrial, and commercial customers. And now is the time to prepare for winter. Don't be left in the cold again. Denny Electric has Generac generators in stock for home or business. Check out all the bright ideas from Denny Electric Supplies on Business Route 1 in Pendel. Open Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to noon.
The Mark Schmidt Show is brought to you in part by NeshamonyFootball.com, a proud supporter of Neshamony football. Whether it's 2013 team information or look back at Neshamony's 85-year football history, make it NeshamonyFootball.com.
All right, welcome back into the Coach Mark Schmidt Show, presented as always by ARIA Health, Faulkner Auto Group, and NeshamonyFootball.com. Neshamony keeps rolling. We head on the district title game. We are closing in as the season continues to grow in. We mentioned before the break Thanksgiving. And it's pretty neat. I know it's a good sign for you and most guys that if you're playing that Thanksgiving break, it's good news for you.
Well, you know, we don't have a Thanksgiving game here in Neshamony. And the answer I got when I inquired about one about 15 years back was, well, I'll clear it. I'll clean it up for you. Was,
Please
make the darn playoffs, and you don't have to worry about extra games.
That's right.
And okay. And fortunately, we've been able to play past our regular season, you know, a couple times here and enjoy it. And you know, I just really kind of like getting up Thursday morning and getting in here and, you know, get a couple coffees for the guys and see the kids come in and, you know, we get going and you know, we get done early. We want, you know, guys have to travel.
Right.
You know, we figure if we get done by 11:30, they can certainly get in the car and go 2 hours and still be at Aunt Susie's by 3. So. You know, and the parents get it. I mean, they understand it. It's important. We have to have a practice, and we just do our pregame. Nothing changes, and but it's just kind of fun to do it. And everybody seems to, all the coaches kind of get fired up about it. And then some of the guys who've been able to do it once or twice, they kind of spread the word, and everybody kind of gets a little rolled up. And so you know, we're practicing for. Not for tradition. We're practicing for something. So that's what I tell them, and they kind of go, okay, you know. So hopefully we have a great week and do our best on Friday night.
And that's something, this district title, something you guys have been in the running for the last couple of years. Went to Coatesville in the semifinals last year. You played North Penn back in 2010 for a district title game. I'm sure we want to erase out of our memory. This year you got a North Penn team. Some will say younger than most, not the traditional North Penn group because they're still a blue collar group of guys. That same dick-back, hard-nosed football team, but they were playing for their playoff lives since week 4, and every game was kind of a playoff game from here on out.
Yeah, and Dick was, you know, knowing Dick, to call him a friend. We spoke about both teams, and you know, in the summer times when we socialized together, and he was concerned about the start, and you know, he was hoping his team be ready, and you know, they went through 3 very high-profile teams, and of course you hear the scores because of who they are, and plus North Penn, and you know, then our season kind of kicked into gear, but when it got to 5-3 and 6-3, I just knew that he was rolling, and the word was that they in the process they another running back has emerged to really kind of kick it in gear, and the quarterbacks hit stride, and then we played them this year, and I got a roster, and I see 5 guys named as captains, and then I watch the films. And you know, it's the same. It's the same formula. I mean, it's his middle linebackers, it's his fullbacks, it's his tight ends, it's the quarterback. You know, and they're playing. They're playing great. And you know, you can't say enough about him keeping it together. Not, you know, pushing the panic button, and I think that this is a great example of the new point system that we use for the playoffs is put to use. It allows him to not be afraid to go out and play quality teams. Because their points, their wins count towards the total as opposed to a zero. That was last year, and if those numbers had been the same last year, Dick would have been back in the tournament, and we might not have been. So,
sure.
And that kind of that allowed Mike Milano and I to kind of jump in on the Downingtown West, because the word was they were really going to be a hot team, which they turned out to be, and we were fortunate enough to win that game. But either way, those points gave in his favor and got him, a good seed in the tournament. So, hey, it's I'm not surprised.
Yeah, sure. One thing surprising, and I've talked about it all year, and all the naysayers and experts now can rip me, because this air raid spread, we've seen it now 3, 4, 5 weeks. All these teams, 5 wide, 4 wide, shotgun, throw quick, and the two teams in the title game use a fullback, go double tight. Pound you. So
phone booth formation.
That's right. So what do you say to all those people that say, Coach, the game's changing?
It's interesting. It's so many people. Oh, they should do this, they should do that. Look, everybody can do whatever they want. We're going to do it the way we do it. We've had this conversation week 2.
Mm-hmm.
With those 3 fullbacks and those 2 tight ends, I should be shot for going to a spread offense.
That's right.
It just didn't fit our personnel, and it didn't fit my personality. So,
right.
We had some guys that we felt could roll off the ball a little bit more than they could sit back and pass protect, and that's just kind of how we do things. But and he's the same way.
Sure.
He can spread it and throw it, but he'd like to challenge the line of scrimmage. So and we've been doing that now for a long time.
North Penn gets here by beating Perkiomen Valley, a very talented football team last week, very athletic, and the week before beating Pennsbury. Last couple of weeks now, since they're hitting their stride, it appears, what do you see on tape from North Penn that A, impresses you, and B, in the same breath worries you?
Just the fact that it's the same style, which allows us familiarity. But you say to yourself, boy, and I think they're hitting stride. The quarterback is very accurate. Their pass game is predicated off the play fakes and all that kind of stuff. But they get you thinking downhill. They get you looking into the backfield, and then all of a sudden they get a step on you, and the ball's put where it needs to be, and to get over top, and then they'll chunk you. I mean they'll 6, 7, 8 yards of a pop at you, and whether it's the fullback or the tailback, and then all of a sudden he keeps it, and
right,
heads around the corner, and he's good enough to do that, and so. It's great, and he certainly they absolutely have our attention, based on the fact that they went over to Pennsbury and beat that team. So, hey, we just want to go out there and try to. That one loss that we had was something that was just a lousy feeling.
Right,
we just
sure.
want to go out there and do. I think we've gotten better, and I think we're excited to play North Penn.
After the Chamonix for a long time and has battled North Penn, and a lot of your guys on the team have played them now. You played them back in 2011 at Crawford Stadium. I feel that's pretty close to this title game. We'll keep that. We'll just keep rolling after that one. 2010, you play them at Council Rock North. So
you like to stir the pot
a little bit. I do it subtly because I don't want District 1 to get back here and then complain to me. But I digress anyway.
Yeah. Look, I just hope there's not an accident on the Northeast Extension. I hope we just have a nice, smooth trip. We've got it planned out to be on the bus for a little bit, allow us some time to reflect a little bit, and I just hope our itineraries stays tight. I don't want to sit in some crazy traffic jam or something like that. And it's an interesting scenario, but look, it is what it is, and that's where we're playing, so that's where we're going.
Well,
we're the home team, so it's kind of crazy.
Now we're just really getting the
well,
bug.
hey, it is what it is, brother.
2011, 2010, you guys played North Penn, and I talked to Mike Palmer after, and we've mentioned how many 3, even 4-year starters are on this team. So some of these guys remember playing North Penn and being on the short end of the stick, and does it mean that much more to them? Perk Valley wins, they're just as pumped. It's a title game, but now you get kind of I don't want to say revenge game, but a feeling about this game than as opposed to other games.
Well, I sure hope it means a lot to me.
Right.
If it doesn't, then I think I've totally overestimated these guys, and I don't think I've done that. And they came back in here Saturday, and we got our lift in. And yesterday was a good lift day, and got a review session out there, and and we got some good film in. Everybody gets it, and and we realize it's usually over a holiday weekend that something you got. You got to play somebody.
Right.
So here we are, and I just want them to go out there and really prepare well and just have a good weekend.
A couple things off the field, but pertains to on the field. First, DeAndre Power, record-setting season. He's closing in on a pretty historic record here in the Chamonix. I know this week records are off the table. We're not thinking about them, but just putting his season as a whole.
We'll talk about that.
And
right.
Okay, sounds good.
We'll invite you at the banquet.
You will?
Sure, you can
I
sit
get
at my table.
Do I get a +1?
What?
Do I get a +1?
What, you want to bring your wife?
I could, only if I get a +1.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, now I'm asking for 2 tables now, so I know this is
Two tables or 2 seats?
2 seats, not 2 tables. I promise.
Well, you can come.
This is great. See how much we've bonded in 2 months here.
Bonding.
That's right.
This is what it's
fun.
called. This is 14 weeks of bonding. Okay. I'm sitting here bonding. It's a half an hour. I'm not working on my watching film,
and he
we're bonding.
loves it. But
Love.
DeAndre's.
Here we go with that word. Another word. That's another word. Love. Yeah.
Likes it a lot.
Okay.
But special
DeAndre's
season
having
for
a
him.
good year. Okay. Enough. All right. Great. We'll talk about his totals and numbers. Okay. Yeah. I want him to have big totals Friday night. When he does that, I'll be the happiest guy in the world. Whether it's more or less than what he needs, great. I just want him to have enough yards for us to win the game and him to play well. So, we don't get into all that stuff. We did give him, we told him when he got 2,000, congratulations, great. Okay, so he's a junior, he's a great kid, he's a first-year starter. Let's get off the topic. Okay.
Okay, you got it.
All right, I have to turn this off. One second.
The phone's ringing because they know we're talking about it.
Excuse me. All right.
Could be very
important.
Could be very. It's not as important.
Yes, it is.
Last topic, real quick. We had a scary moment on Friday with linebackers coach Dave Ferreira, getting carted off the field. I know some people were wondering updates or anything like that. Anything you can shed light on that to all the listeners
I spoke
as well.
to Dave this morning, thinking that this might be a topic, and he sounded great. Best he sounded all year, and real happy for him. And looks like they're going to bust him out of the hospital this after the midday. And
that's a tough guy to keep in there.
He feels better. Every part of him feels better. He kind of got beat up pretty good because he had a little tough episode there Friday. And but he feels stronger. He feels rested, and he sounded better. He sounded good. And they're still trying to come up with the who's and the what's and the hows. But all in all, we had a real good conversation today, and I'm happy for him.
Well, best wishes to Dave, his entire family, and his loved ones.
I'd like to thank everybody for inquiring to all the coaches and everybody about it, and then also respecting his privacy as much as possible. And I think Dave is he's one of the most caring guys I've ever been around, and he's a nut. He's a pain in the butt, but when you cut through it all, he really cares about kids, as does all these coaches. So he had our full attention, and Cole responded by scooping and scoring a touchdown for him, so he was kind of pumped about that, and so the big problem is trying to keep him settled down this weekend, no matter where he's going to be. Where that remains to be seen. See, now it's only Tuesday, so we're just trying to keep a lid on this guy so we don't have a repeat.
Well, I told him he can do play-by-play with me if he wants to. I said, I'll see you in the booth.
That would be great.
So I'd say, I'll see you there, Dave. So.
Yeah, nice. And then you'll be waving us up there again.
Want to thank Coach Mark
throws the
Schmidt.
love word.
I know,
Love.
just a lot of emotions around here.
A lot of love.
Here in Neshaminy for a big game on Friday out Saturday in District 1 Championship game. You can hear on 1490 WBCB. Come on out and root on your Redskins for a district title game. I want to thank Coach Mark Schmidt, Aria Health, Faulkner Auto Group, and NeshaminyFootball.com. Take care. Have a great week, everybody.